Welcome, Kyle.
What's up, man?
Welcome, Kyle. Welcome back, Kyle. How you been?
Been great.
Yeah?
Been great.
I tried to get a little hype there. Hold on. Let me get a little bit of energy. We're back.
You like your new toy?
I like my toy. You COVID free?
Now I am.
That's what I want to hear. Healthy. Wealthy. Happy?
Happy.
Enjoying yourself?
Yes, sir.
We almost on time?
For the most part.
For the most part. All right, no more gunshots. All right, y'all. Welcome back. The official, unofficial name for now is Ann Lane Podcast. But guess what? I hate it, and it won't stay that. But for now, that's what it is until I figure something else out. But we got Kyle back today. Welcome back, Kyle. I know I got a lot of shit going on right here. I feel like I'm Wade from Kim Possible.
Yep.
And I'm hacking in. You know what I'm talking about?
Kid in the chair.
Yeah. Anything. We're hacking in. That's how I feel right now. But welcome, man. How was you had COVID?
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody had COVID. That's why we haven't recorded in a minute. Like every single one of my friends, my homies, everyone. I thought I had it. Somehow I tested negative. But dude, I had like every fucking symptom. So I don't know how not. But how was your COVID experience, man?
It was different a little this time. Because I got it the first time, like maybe a month after we quarantined. And then...
That was like back in 2020.
2020, yeah.
Almost at 2010.
Yeah, that was when we all had it then, too.
Yeah. No, I definitely had it in 2020 after we came back from Florida, but I didn't get tested because I was like, what the fuck does it matter?
Yeah.
And I just sat in my house for like a week. That was like heavy quarantine when they first opened up the restrictions. They were like, all right, y'all can go state to state. And then we went state to state and caught it. But... when we think about it, that was before the first mask mandate. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
We weren't even like forced
Nobody
to wear
was wearing masks anywhere, especially in Florida.
I felt so weird about wearing my mask at that time. Like I was like, ugh, like people are judging me or something like that. You remember that time? Mm-hmm. That's like 2 years ago now.
Already.
That's fucking crazy. But yeah, what was it like? Give me the details.
It wasn't too bad. Like it probably felt like a flu. It was like the first time in that way for like maybe a day. And then I just kind of was congested for a whole week.
Yeah.
I felt like every 5 seconds I was clearing my throat. That's why I didn't want to do it last week. That too, because I was like, there's no way I can either do it on the podcast. I didn't want to get you sick. I'd be coughing every 10 seconds.
The cat's sick. I'm sick. Nikki's sick. That's been the thing though, man. It's everyone is sick. It's some herd immunity shit going on right now because apparently no one's giving a fuck about it. But we're up at the butt crack of dawn today recording. Super early for me anyway.
Super. 10:30 is not that early for most people.
10:30 is early for me to turn on a camera and get in front of it and try and like...
just talk and...
Yeah, talk and get some production here and shit like that. But I've got a perfect way to open this episode today. So, Theraguns, you know what they are?
Theraguns? Oh yeah, the little massage things, yeah.
Basically, people have been hacking them and turning them into sex toys. And
I don't think you have to hack them to do that.
No, like people are like 3D printing attachments with like dildos and like fleshlights and shit on them, and they're like super fast. And apparently, like their stocks are not stocks, but their inventory is like flying off the shelves now, even more and more and more.
Damn.
And it's like I saw
Who'd have thought that's what it took?
I don't know. I saw something like I know they sell a lot, right? I'm sure they're useful if you're someone that like needs to get like massage. You know what that's good for? I feel like if you have that girlfriend or boyfriend, and you like really want the massage from them, and they won't give it to you.
That's the easy solution.
Yeah, just like either you give it to them and they're like, or you give it to yourself. But it looks like a sex toy. It looks like a Hitachi body wand to me.
Yep.
But
it's funny that like most of those sex toys are advertised as massagers.
Personal massagers. Yeah.
And now it's a personal massager advertised as a sex toy.
Like, I don't know. I've tried to buy some sex toys in the past. And so I went to Amazon, right? This was like after one of my breakups. And so I was like, all right, I need to figure this out. It's time to focus on myself, right? And focus on myself, king. And I bought one of the most like popular ones on Amazon, and it did not work.
It didn't work for me.
It didn't work for me. It didn't do anything. Like it was like, so like I wanted to buy, so I was shopping. All right. So I was shopping on Amazon, right? And I was like pretty damn grossed out that everything was like a vagina or a mouth or like
what did you want it to be?
I just wanted something that felt good.
So just a circle.
Yeah, yeah. Just like, why does it have to be atomic or autonomy? How do you say it? Anatomically correct.
It's all about the experience.
It's not about the experiences. I'm just trying to feel good while I please myself.
People like the fantasy of it. So it's like you're fucking like, what's the one? Fleshlight.
The Fleshlight.
They'll make it to like these porn stars. They'll mold it to whatever they look like.
I think that's more of an obsession with that person than anything.
Yeah, but it's like, oh, like I'm fucking them.
Okay. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. So wait, explain that a little bit before I get into it. Like, you're saying that Fleshlight or whatever, you can buy.
I don't claim to be an expert in this field, but you can buy them to where like it'll be molded to whatever that person's vagina or butthole or whatever looks like.
Porn stars, how do they mold that though?
It's like a,
you know when did you ever do braces?
Never.
Or like you had to like put that shit in your mouth and mold your mouth.
But it's like it's a plaster mold. Basically, they like put it on.
They don't.
I've seen a how-to, like how they do it, like how it's made.
It's like a turkey baster. Anyway, so the shit I bought, right? It came in and it was like a fucking like a mouth because it was just like the most whatever like Amazon thing, and I was like, this is gross. And I opened it up and it had teeth inside of it.
Oh,
and shit.
God.
And I was like, bro, I could not, like, it is weird.
No.
Yeah, I didn't know. Like, so I ended up like it's in the drawer somewhere, like it don't get used. And then I bought another one that was like unanatomically correct, right? It was just a tube. And the tube it didn't work. It was I think I ordered the wrong size or something like that. So it stays in there in the drawer, and I just go back to the old fashioned hanky spanky way.
It's the old traditional way. It's the best way.
What's your experience in sex toys, Kyle? Do you have any interesting sex toy stories?
I have a couple
that you're willing to share. This is on the Tell All podcast. I'm back, man. It's been a minute since I since we've been on the pod. It's about open,
at least over a month,
something like that. Open transparency. This is just the get everything that everyone wants to say, but no one wants to say podcast today. So you got some stories for us?
Nothing in that field.
Nothing honestly, in that field. Okay, no,
I'm
that's
willing
good
to share at this moment.
That's good. You never like shared a fucking thing with your bro? You never shared like a sex toy with your bros or anything like that?
Never.
No, me neither.
Nope.
That's weird. That's kind of gay. Speaking of gay, Florida.
Great transition.
Yeah, you like that segue? That was good, right? Hold on, we coming. All right, that was inappropriate for it. This article is saying that Florida House Committee passes a "Don't Say Gay" bill that it seeks to ban discussions about sexuality and gender identity in schools. I'm like, what? I don't know. It's like the military is like kind of like don't ask, don't tell.
I thought we got away from that in society.
Right, we did with that with the military, but apparently now with schools, like Florida is passing or working on this.
How will they enforce that?
If you remember like back in the day when like, I don't know, your parents are Colombian?
Mm-hmm.
So like a lot of our parents down here, like, and our grandparents, they all spoke French when they came down here, or they were raised and shit like that. In the schools, if they would talk French, they would be scolded or punished or like whipped and
like
shit
they have
like
to talk English.
Yeah, they had to talk English. So I guess it's something like that. No, they won't beat them for being gay, but like they'll fucking, I don't know, it'll get rid of or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know, maybe expelled from school. But what does that have to do with anything?
It's just them trying to kind of hush a whole agenda.
Do you think they're trying to hush it?
Or just like basically pretend that it doesn't exist, but like, what's the point of that?
See, there's two sides to this, right? Because it's one of those things where, like, this is fucking stupid.
It's very ignorant.
It's
honestly.
stupid as fuck. Let me preference that. But I see where like they're probably scared that the gay thing is the trend thing, right?
It's not a trend thing.
It's not a trend. But that's how people might see it, right? They're like, oh, it's okay to be gay now. Oh, it's cool to be gay now. Look at Lil Nas. Look at all this shit. Let's now the kids are very, you know how impressionable kids are. And so that might be what it is. They might just be worried about their kids just
hopping on a trend.
Yeah, that's gay. Hopping on a trend and I don't know. I think it's stupid.
Now, will that include, because you know how like when we were younger, it's like everybody would say, oh, that's gay. But not in reference to like it being a gay.
Y'all motherfuckers are saying that again.
Yeah.
Y'all motherfuckers are saying that's gay again. And it's like, why? But then like some of my gay homies are saying that's gay, and I'm like, I can't tell you nothing. And then who am I to say shit? I'm just questioning it. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just questioning why is that acceptable again? It's almost like it's retcon.
I thought we rooted
It's like
that
a
out.
meme. No, but like people are saying it again, and people seem to be okay with it. It's like a meme of it now.
It's like a self-referential humor, kind of.
I guess, yeah. It's like it's been retconned to like it's okay to say that.
Oh.
But that goes back into the whole like internet culture, like 2009 and shit, when everyone like said it was like everyone had AIDS and shit like that, just for like laughing factors, and we didn't really understand.
Yeah.
I remember this commercial, man, and I wish I could pull it up and look. There's this commercial, and it was probably back around the same time, and it's these two kids talking in a diner, and this old woman behind them, and these two kids are like, it's like some preteen kids, and he's like, oh, I don't know, that's so gay. And she turns around and she's like, what did you just say? She's like, that makes no sense. You're trying to say it's stupid? That's like me saying, I'm telling the story wrong, but the kid that says it has this like little pedo, like little, okay, that's a crazy one, but a little nasty, like a little mustache, kind of like me, but just that because he couldn't grow it. And she turns over, she's like, that's so dumb. That's like me saying, that's a little 13-year-old boy with a mustache. Like she's trying to like say like you're
Make him
saying,
realize how kind of stupid it is.
Stupid it is, yeah. And I don't know. I remember that, like, and then I guess everyone kind of stopped saying it because that one commercial. And then look, we're back to saying it now.
It goes full circle.
A full circle moment. I don't know, man. What was I saying? What was I talking about?
Talking about the bill? Are you trying to find?
Oh yeah. So like, what do you think happens with that? Like, how can you even pass that?
It's Florida, man. Who knows?
Yeah. Florida. Anything else happen in Florida?
COVID.
We're gonna have to do some cuts in this one. It's been a while. We rusty, but we coming back with it. AT&T, how about that? Speaking of cuts, because we're filming from the phone, you like that segue? That's a terrible one, but I'll give it to myself. So you remember like the beginning of the pandemic, all that 5G conspiracy shit?
Yeah.
Well, apparently there's some truth to it, because there's AT&T and Verizon paused their 5G service near some airports after airlines warned that the service has or would interfere with aircraft technology.
That's interesting.
So there's some shit to it.
Okay, is that kind of like why we still turn off our phones? Like they're in takeoff and shit?
I think that has something to do with like the autopilot or something like that, or air traffic
Like what is actually interfering? Like the towers? Like communicating?
It might just be electronic interference. Like if you like, oh yeah, every electronic like talks to each other. Like if I get here and I vape like real close to my microphone, it's gonna make a buzzing noise.
Yeah.
Or like if
Like when you put your phone too close to the radio, that kind of shit.
And it might be something like as simple as that, but it might be the 5G melting the pilots' heads.
It's causing mind control.
I don't know, man.
You remember whenever we first started wearing masks, everybody thought the little things in the mask were 5G.
Or 5G?
And it's going to give you cancer.
That's just the stupid shit that people put out on Facebook and people believe. But you know what? That reminds me of another thing I just saw. There's this picture. I'll probably post it on there. But this dude's walking through like airport security, and he's got his, what is it, the KN95 mask or whatever. Yeah. And he's got a blunt inside of his mask. Oh my God. Because like you can't take your mask off in the airport, right?
I said, dude, speaking of that shit. Yeah. So we went to Colorado like last month. I haven't flown on a plane in years. Probably at least 10 plus years.
Okay.
That shit's wild. Like with TSA now.
Flying on an airplane?
Flying on an airplane and like life, the process of going through. It's so fucking stupid, bro. Like we went to Colorado. By the way, it was amazing.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
All right.
Never saw snow like that, but it was beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, we partook in some
legal activities.
Some legal activities there. And I wanted to bring some of that back. Well, apparently...
You a wild boy?
Yeah. Apparently TSA doesn't really look for that shit.
Huh. Really?
Yeah. They're not... Everything I've read and everything I've researched, they're not looking for drugs, so to speak.
What are they looking for? Bombs?
Weapons, bombs, liquids over 3.4 ounces.
That's weird.
I still don't understand that. And I tried to ask them. I was like, why do y'all do that? He's like, oh, because it can't be bigger than that.
Yeah, but
like,
why?
They never
I wonder if it has to
me.
do with something kind of like a 3.5, like if you had 3.5 ounces.
Well, I had to throw shit away. They made me throw shit away because it was bigger than that.
I wonder if like the destruction of whatever you would have liquid that's 3.5 ounces wouldn't be that big. And anything over that might be too destructive. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So anyways, I brought some of that stuff back.
Allegedly.
It's illegal.
Allegedly.
Illegal there. It's neither here nor there.
Allegedly.
Well, message for anybody who would allegedly try to bring anything like that on the airplane. Don't put anything that they would cause to search your bag, because that's exactly what happened to me. Like, I had a bottle of hot sauce that I bought over there in my carry-on, and they scanned it and they pulled my bag aside. They're like, you need to search that. So, and that's what they found. That's all they found, and then threw it away.
The hot sauce?
The hot sauce.
So you had the stuff on you?
Yeah, I had it on me, but allegedly? It was there. It was like in the bag.
And they didn't even check to see?
Was not checking for that. So as long as you don't have something that like sets their scanners off and makes them hand search
what
it.
What the fuck? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Bro, I would have been sweating. I would have been like,
I was nervous.
I might have ran away.
Shit.
Because it's like a federal crime at that point.
Yeah.
Allegedly. I would have, like, dude, I get anxiety when like
I was stressed the fuck out.
I leave my wallet or some shit like that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's a different story.
Yeah. That was my experience, TSA.
That was the most memorable moment of your trip?
It was scariest.
Scariest?
Yeah.
You tried skiing, though. You saw
I did ski, bro. I did ski and attempted to. It's a lot harder than it looks.
Yeah.
A lot harder than it looks.
Man. I tried one time and I just kept falling. The snowboarding's the way for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I never skied or anything like that. I never really skateboarded either. So like the whole balance thing kind of threw me off. Yeah. And like you go, dude, like even on the, not even the steepest hill, like the most shallow hill, you go so fast.
Yeah. And but if you don't know how to stop.
Yeah. And that was my problem. I kept like spinning out and
building
falling
up
on the ground.
Speed, and it gets scarier and scarier and scarier as you go.
Yeah. But it was fun. I had an amazing time.
But speaking of a man with no fear, nothing to be scared of. Dude, there's this video going around, and I'll play it for you. I'll let you hear it, and I'm going to try and, like, clip it in. There's this Down syndrome rapper, which, like, I didn't even know was a thing. Granted, like, I grew up in a small town, and I've had experiences, and I know everyone's, like, on, like, it's a spectrum, right?
Yeah.
My stepsis growing up, not like that, but as soon as I say stepsis now, I feel like it's just triggering people, like... Anyway, she had like Asperger's, right? And she was on the spectrum. And then like I've been like, you've been around, like I've had enough experiences in life where like I've been around different people on the spectrum. But this guy seems to be heavily just on that spectrum. And surprisingly, watch, I'm gonna play this for you. But this dude is like rapping it going crazy.
Oh shit.
Like I don't know, I'm gonna play it and then we'll talk about it. Well, no volume's coming out because we don't know what we're doing, apparently.
It's the first time. You're fine. You're a virgin on this.
Yeah, I'm trying to work on this. But anyway, this dude's going in, and he's, like, singing and rapping. And
he's going hard, bro.
Yeah, and so he's at, like, a festival or, like, a nightclub.
Damn.
And this is just kind of, like, I didn't know it was possible. Like, to be honest, okay, so I'm from Iraq, and we had, like, a division or, like, a class where, like, people with special ability needs and stuff like that. And I've come on this podcast before and like saying like, you know, I had like a speech impediment when I was young. So I kind of operated in some of those same areas and shit like that. But I remember like the only experiences I had with like severe like Down syndrome people like that. Or is that offensive?
No, that's
Down syndrome.
What's what it's called.
Yeah, if it's offensive, I'm sorry. And if not, whatever. But is that they were like always, it was affecting their life like in every way possible. So to see someone like recording a fucking single and putting it out and then he's performing and shit like that, it's pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But like I said, like I did not know that it was a possibility for someone to create something that, you know, I guess it's like we don't know. It's a hard thing to understand if you don't deal with it. Like I said, and I've been around it, but it's not something I can totally wrap my mind around. You have no way of.
I mean, that's seeing them like their life through their specific lens.
Yeah.
You know.
And it's, I don't know. I wish I could play this audio for you if I could figure out this fucking.
You know what it kind of reminds me of?
What?
Did you ever watch It's Always Sunny?
I watched very few episodes.
There's like the first season's like one of the older episodes. Mm-hmm. So D like dates this guy who is a rapper, but he's autistic. But everybody else sees that he's autistic, but she doesn't. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. This is like 2003 humor.
Oh, you ever seen
It's probably offensive now, but like what isn't on that show?
It's like that movie or Shallow Hal.
Yeah.
Where like he sees her as really thin, but like she's really thick or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess he's shallow. But his name is, he's 19-year-old. He is a 19-year-old. I guess his Eric Anselin. I'll try and like post a picture and a clip of it. But he's performing in an Orlando nightclub. He's got this song called True Colors. And I wish I could play it for you because it's like it's a banger. Like it's good. Like it's gonna pop on TikTok soon, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
But he linked up with DJ Nitty, which is apparently like a world-renowned DJ. I've never heard of him, but it's a full set. Like it's a full like he's going crazy and like saying the words and shit like that. And it's just I don't know. It's pretty awesome. I didn't know that was a thing. And like I said, it's one of those things. It's like you kind of just assume people can't do shit.
Yeah.
And it's not that. It's just you don't fucking know.
Well, you also don't understand. Many people don't understand the specifics of that.
What is it called? It's like trying to me, it's like trying to understand like Alzheimer's. It's just you dealt with people that deal with it. You fear it happened to you. You try and have an understanding and appreciation for the people that it does happen to. But like in the end of the day, there's no way of you being able to really put yourself in that mindset, what you can and can't do.
You won't know unless it actually happens to you.
Yeah. I don't know. And like I from my understanding, it's some of like there's some of like sometimes like the smartest people, like the most creative people, but I just didn't know that they could express like people with that severe of a disability could like express it that creatively. And he's on like there's clips of him like in the microphone in the booth and shit like that, just like putting on a fucking show.
Yeah.
That's dope. But you ever took the SAT? Speaking of intelligence.
Didn't do the SAT. I did the ACT.
Yeah? Did you do good? You don't have to tell me your score. Did you just do well?
I did pretty good, actually.
Where'd you went to Lafayette High?
Yeah.
I always think you would go to the Jehovah's Witness High for some reason.
No such thing.
Well, you speak about it like it's a cult, but apparently now it's going to be all online now starting in 2000. I keep saying 2024. Like, why? It's 2024. It's supposed to be like shorter and easier to take. So if any of y'all like try to go back to college, y'all need to do it SAT and y'all score over shit. But that's the thing. A lot of people that are around here didn't do SAT. We all did ACT.
Yeah, because a lot of like not all colleges require it either.
Yeah.
It just like helps you into certain ones.
Standardized testing sucks, man. It's stressful. Like for me, I happen to do really well at it.
Same.
But it's just like one of those things that it doesn't mean anything. It's just your ability to like
to take a test.
Like
it doesn't at all necessarily equate to IQ or how intelligent you are.
No, because I remember like some of my smartest friends like struggling to like score 18 on the ACT, and I'm like, damn, like what the fuck? But it's a thing. It's like as a person that has like severe ADD and like I just can't focus on shit. It's like when I'm in the shit, I'm in the shit. But as soon as somebody starts tapping their pencil, tapping their foot, it takes me out of it. And you know what's fucked up is I'm the person that always does that shit. And so like it doesn't bother
others.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me. Like if I'm clicking my pen or something like that, it helps me. It's like a fucking fidget spinner, right? It helps you focus. But the second somebody else does it, I'm like, what the fuck? But it's all online. 2024. Now's the easy chance to take it, I guess. I've never taken one. I don't really know like what it's about. The SAT. I'm assuming it's kind of like.
Don't you have to write on it? Like, is there a writing part?
Yeah,
I wrote. How do you take that online and the grade that easy?
Is you type it?
Huh.
I guess. I don't know. I liked my favorite part about the ACT and shit like that. Standardized testing is always the writing comprehension one, or reading and writing comprehension. Yeah. So it's like you read something, you have to write it.
Was it all multiple choice? The ACT?
I think the ACT was. I'm thinking of what was the test we took? Was it like the LEAP test or shit like that? It was to get you ready.
Yeah.
What does LEAP stand for? It's like Louisiana Education
Advancement Placement. I don't know. I remember that shit though.
I remember I took the ACT twice. The first time I took it, I scored pretty well, and then the second time I took it, I fell asleep and scored like a 19.
What you got the first time?
It was like a 26.
That's what I got.
Like that?
I got 26.
Okay. It was like pretty well to me, right? I don't know. I think 32 is like the best. You're 35.
It's like a perfect score.
I'm not perfect. I'm far from it. I'm a fucking idiot. But I could take a decent test. But the second time, like we had to take it again. They forced us to take it at my school, but I already taken it. It's like I think I just like fell asleep and just put random shit and ended up getting like a 19 or some
Damn.
shit. So it's like, bro, like you could just look. You could just
Literally.
take it. And I don't think there's a limit to how many times you could take it.
No, I don't think so either.
But there's a limit to how many times you can make payments.
Bro, that was terrible.
According to this report, payment apps have to tell the IRS if you make more than $600 a year starting this year. Now, remember, this was a thing they talked about kind of last year and stuff like that. And we have a friend who will come on the podcast one day. I'm manifesting it. And he does lots of, basically he's a scammer. And he does lots of flipping and selling shit online and through like that. So this became big news. And I did a little bit. And basically that part's irrelevant. I'm trying to manifest him coming on the podcast. But if you make, this is for a lot of people that are hairdressers, like tattoo artists, a lot of people in the service industry, a lot of people use PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. What's some other ones?
You could do Apple Pay.
Yeah. Whatever, like to quickly transfer money. And like in the past, it used to be hidden. Well, I'm sure the IRS was always fucking watching. But it's like now if you make more than $600 a year, I thought it was a $600 transaction, but it's $600 at all. You have to be reported. So this is according to CNN, the new rule, which took effect January 1, doesn't impose any additional taxes on payment app users, but it does make it harder for someone to evade existing taxes owed if they're getting paid through apps for business transactions. Payment apps providers now must issue you with an IRS form of 1099-K on your business transactions. If combined, they total more than $600 a year.
So it is only for like if you're using it as a business purpose, right? It's not like if I just pay like somebody for a sandwich or something, or they pay for the Uber, or paying somebody for rent.
But how do you like? I guess it's like, how do you determine that, right? I guess you have to clarify it.
That's what it sounds like to me. It's just for like if you're using it as a business.
Yeah.
Like
Okay. So let's finish reading it. So it says that it used to be they only needed to do so if you had more than 200 business transactions in a year totaled at least $20,000.
Yeah, that's just like income tax. That's a business.
Okay, but so like I can be a hairdresser and keep doing it and just not say it's a business transaction. I mean, not gonna know all this money's coming in. But this has to do with like OnlyFans and like sex workers and everything.
I mean, that's getting taxed somehow. That was already getting taxed because that's through their app. It's not like you're paying.
Well, not specifically OnlyFans, just sex workers in general. Like I've been like, you've got like a lot of people just do work off of Snapchat, work off of direct messages and shit like that. You know, private close friend stories. That's a new thing too. And we'll jump off of this, but Instagram is rolling out a new thing where they're starting to allow creators or users to charge some of their followers like a subscription fee kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And what people are saying it's going to be used for right now are like the one intimate or immediate thing is people monetizing their close friend story, which is already a thing.
Yeah, that's a thing already.
Like a lot of people are like, hey, just pay me this and I'll let you in. And you see some box, you see some coochie, you see some dick, you see some titties, you see some
But
ass.
they can post whatever they want on there. It's not like against their guidelines.
I think because it's behind that paywall, it doesn't matter. Like I have to think that Instagram sees all that shit.
Yeah.
They see you twerking and shit.
Yeah, but I'm saying like
close friends.
They'll ban your story or they'll take your post off.
Yeah, but I think if it's in the close friends, it's behind that paywall. It's more selective. And if none of your close friends report it, then...
But I'm saying before the paywall, is that a thing? I don't know.
Like if
Instagram.
I post my butthole on my Instagram story?
Yeah, like on your close friends story specifically.
Oh, close friends? That's kind of different because it's like who you want to see. It's your close friends. It's like, it's who you want to see. That's always something that like, say, I wish you had Instagram because then like we can have the topics like, what does it mean when a girl adds you to her close friends? What does it mean when a dude adds you to his close friends?
It's I get the idea.
There's different things because like, right, it's just a select few of people that you let see what it is. Sometimes people use it for memes. Sometimes people use
that
it
was
for
already a
things.
thing with Snapchat with like a private story.
Yeah, but
That's
I think
still the same thing.
Yeah. So exact same thing.
Okay.
It's just a private story that a select few people can post, and it comes up as a green circle.
Gotcha.
And sometimes like close friends, it's like the funniest shit. It's just like real drunk videos people out.
Yeah, they don't want everybody. They don't want your mom to see and shit like that.
Some people thirst trapping in there. Some people trapping in there, and just lots of other shit. But Yeah, so that's rolling out. So Instagram users are gonna be able to. I guess it's kind of like Twitch, where they're gonna be able to tip people.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know, giving bits and stuff like that. But it's rolling out. It's testing some places.
While we're on that subject, just of like social media, I was gonna ask you, like, I was thinking about this the other day. What's some like words that only exist as a result of social media? Like if it
like
wasn't
phrases?
for just phrases or like words that are actual like
the first thing that comes to mind is like it's lit. But I guess
that could have been a thing.
Yeah,
regardless.
I guess. I don't know what you got.
Well,
what you think?
okay, so there was this. I just started really using TikTok. Like before, I would just kind of use it if somebody sent me some funny shit. Or Maddie regularly sends me shit, and she'll just kind of show me at the end of the day, like just funny TikToks and stuff. But like, I've actually been the other day I was bored, and I actually started scrolling on it. Dude, I literally lost like 2 or 3 hours of that day just from scrolling on TikTok. It's a fucking black hole.
It's so scary how effective and simple the algorithm is.
It's super effective.
Like, I don't have it, and everyone always asks, like, why don't you have TikTok? And they're like, oh, you just... Because I sit on Instagram, and Instagram has Reels, which is the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
And I get that it's, like, maybe older videos. It's a lot of times the same shit. They recycle it, whatever. But the amount of hold that one app has on me, Instagram...
I mean, it has everything.
It has everything on it, and it just holds
like all the shit, all the funny shit from Twitter, all the funny shit from TikTok.
It's a compilation app. So if I download another app that specifically caters to that, I will be a fucking
zombie.
And it's so fucking scary, dude. Between YouTube and Instagram, like that's where I spend most of my time. And it's like the algorithms are perfect and it's scary. It really is scary. It's like it will show you exactly what it needs to show you to hold your attention. Oh, yeah. And you will be self-aware, like, I am spending too much time on this app.
That was, okay, so speaking of that, I was actually watched a TikTok. There was this viral thing going around where, like, you post something that if you worked for a company that you no longer work for, like company secrets.
Like a secret?
Yeah. And one of them, they worked for a social media company. It rhymes with beta or Facebook.
Facebook.
Anyways, she's like, yeah, shots fired. They are definitely listening to you.
Oh, what's up, Facebook?
She basically admitted that, but they weren't like always listening. But basically, your phone or app is listening for keywords that they'll then put into the algorithm that allow you to see. Like, you know how if you're talking about buying something like a microphone stand, whatever if you talk about that with somebody and your phone hears, then you'll see ads for that on YouTube or Facebook or shit.
It's like manifesting.
You know how we always thought that was a thing?
Yeah,
but it actually is a thing.
It has to be a thing. But like the fact that like people coming out and saying it now is crazy. But you probably agree to that in your terms of service. Like,
that's the thing that we don't even know what we're agreeing to.
It's like what I said one day. It's like we're all going to grow tails or something because we agreed to it in the fucking terms and condition that we didn't know. But
that's the whole thing. It's the other side of it. It's like it's catering more to your experience and your specific wants of what you want to get out of the app.
Oh, fuck that shit. It's selling your information. It's them taking in all your information and selling it to people.
Of course it
to make more money.
That's how they make money.
Yeah, it's fucking terrible. But anyways, we can't get off these apps.
That's what I wanted to ask you. So I learned a word on TikTok that probably only exists because of TikTok. I don't know if you care about your monetization or anything, but apparently, like on TikTok, you can't say anything referential to like self-harm or suicide or anything like that.
Why not?
Well, it's against their terms of.
You know what?
They use the word unaliving yourself.
Unaliving. No,
I never heard of that shit.
See, here's the thing. I kind of wanted to actually bring that up because like I see a bunch of TikToks of people like saying like harm and they're like scratch it out or like suicide and scratch it out, and it's like as a person that like. We'll reference this. Look, I was that kid in middle school that like cut myself to see what the fuck it felt like. I was just like, all my friends were emo. We was all doing it. We were stupid. We're fucking kids, right? And it's just like, what the fuck does it feel like? Okay, that's stupid and it hurt. Let's not do it again. Well, maybe, you know what I'm saying? Like, look, like I've been through a lot of shit when I was younger. And like, I've done a lot of shit to try and, it's like, the only reason why kids do that, I feel like, you can say, oh, it's just to feel something. No, it's because like, that's what we think you do when you're sad.
Yeah.
This is how you're raised. But I'm always like, man, like, why not be authentic? Why are people like, when they talk about cutting themselves in middle school or harming themselves and shit like a self-harm, like why do you have to block all that out? And I guess the whole process might be, or the thought process is like, we're not trying to continue that narrative that's what you do. And I can understand that. And I can respect that, because the whole purpose, like the whole reason people do it, like I said, is because it's what's expected or what's
it's
thought.
what they see other people doing.
But
and they don't want that to be on their app.
But if you fucking put self-harm and scratch out a little bit, or what was it?
It's like, what was unaliving yourself?
That's suicide.
Yeah,
so that's another thing. Like, talk about that shit. But if you put unalive, like people are gonna still associate it with that shit.
It's just a way to. It's a loophole to get around their terms and agreements.
So they're still making money off talking about suicide and death.
Yep.
Well, that's fucking podcasting, I guess. But it's like that's a real thing. That's like shit happens. Like, talk about it. Like, just be real.
It's one of those things where it's like, if you tell somebody not to think about it or not to talk about it, what's human psychology is you're gonna research that shit and you're gonna talk about it. I don't know.
And we're gonna talk about it here. What I was asking you, we need to look up this live on air. Is El Chapo? We had an off mic conversation earlier. Is El Chapo alive or not?
I swear I thought I read something years ago that he died, like in some shootout.
Some shootout?
Yeah.
Isn't that what Narcos is about? You ever seen?
I saw the first 2 seasons.
Is it good?
It's pretty good, but I don't know. I kind of got lost in the plot the 3rd season when it came out.
So this is from 2013. It says that he's alive and well.
Almost 10 years ago.
Okay.
Is he alive? The Wikipedia article, because
bro, Wikipedia ain't shit.
Yeah, it is, bro. Wikipedia is pretty accurate now. It's
every time I go on the Wikipedia, it's begging me for money.
How do you think it's still used? That's how they stay alive. That's how they keep their business up, man.
Look, it doesn't have his death date, so he's alive.
He's alive.
Okay, so we can talk about this story. Fact checked it before. It says El Chapo's final escape plan just ended, or just failed.
How do they know it's his final escape plan?
Because this is from Vice. So Vice was interviewing like a bunch of people in the prison and shit like that, and El Chapo, and he tried to somehow use that to escape from prison. And due to that, he has no longer lost the ability to appeal his life sentence. Like, he is life in prison now with no chance of parole.
Damn.
So he's never going to be able to like escape that again. I think he tried to like legally use the loophole. It's shit like that from Vice. We're not going to give them all that credit, because I hate Vice. I really do. They're just like the clickbait. Really good. They used to, but now it's the clickbait trash of fucking news.
It's fucking
BuzzFeed. Internet news is BuzzFeed.
Yeah.
You know, I like Vox. Vox does a lot of like infotainment, where it's like informative and entertainment at the same time. They use a lot of animations and stuff like that. They go out of the way. That, and I guess as I grow older, like NPR and shit like that.
Yeah.
This is you're gonna be on there. NPR podcast one day. I'm gonna bring all my homies with me, and it's just gonna be great. Hopefully, no man. It does feel fucking nice to be sitting back here again,
dude. It's great. It's great.
It's gonna be a relatively short episode today. I think you've got work.
Yeah,
but yeah, man.
It's our first morning podcast too.
The first morning podcast. It's been a while. I had a lot of shit I wanted to come here and talk about today, but it's all just kind of fucking random ass shit. And that's what this episode is. I should have started off the episode with that. It's just gonna be a random episode with like all kind of shit to talk about. I don't know if you had found anything that you had wanted to talk about to bring to the podcast that's been on your mind from Twitter, because that's what calls my Twitter expert.
Oh, bruh. Oh,
the twatter.
You know what's one thing? You watched Euphoria?
Yeah.
You've watched it?
Yeah, I watched the first season. Is it? It's really good, but I have to. So it was like 2016 when I watched it. And I was watching it, maybe 2016. I don't know.
It's not that old.
Maybe 2018. It was a few years ago. I was watching it at, like, it was a girl I was dating, like, 2 relationships ago. Damn, what does it say about me? Maybe I'll move on quickly. But I just remember, like, being uncomfortable, like, looking at all these high school tits and wieners and shit. Like, that's what...
fucking coke off of titties and shit. Like,
that's the part that bothers me. Yes, I know there's shit's going on in high school and shit like that. But it's a movie. It's a TV series. I thought like when it first came out, I was like saying that all like Gen Z should watch this shit, because like it doesn't necessarily.
You know what it is? It's like Skins for Gen Z.
Yes, because it doesn't necessarily glorify all the drug uses and shit like that. It's like, this is what's going on. This is the real side of it. It's very real.
You don't think it glorifies it?
No. If you've actually watched it, dude, it's very real. And it talks about, like, it'll show the highs of it, but then it'll show the lows of it. Then it'll show what it does to your family and all this shit. It's like a trauma therapy entertainment session all at one. But what comes with that is a lot of nudity. And granted, these actors are in their late 20s. They're my age.
Yeah, nobody's 20s, actually their age on TV.
But it's these high school kids, and there's, like, titties and ass and dicks. And, like, in my brain, I'm like, this is kind of sick. Because, like, there's fucking creeps and wackos out there that, like, you know?
Yeah.
That shit. And I'm just like, why are they portraying
That's true. Like, if you're actually supposed to be a teenager in high school and they showing all that shit, it's like...
Yeah. That's what I can't get behind. There was this...
I never thought about that.
I don't know. Like, with certain things, it's okay. Like, I don't mind watching kid actor shows. Like, Stranger Things was badass. It was all kid actors, and those kid actors were fucking amazing. Granted, those kid actors are way older than they were.
Because
like,
the show's... hasn't made a season in, like, what, 5 years now?
So, has it been that long?
It's not really that long, but it feels that long because of COVID.
Like,
everything got shut down, like, right before that season was supposed to drop.
All those kids are 17 and 18 now.
It's like, how are they supposed to show that difference now?
I don't know. But I think even when they were acting, they were a little bit older. But that's a weird thing to think about. We are progressing fast. All the Stranger Kid actors, they're 17, 18, 19 now.
That's crazy.
Those kids. And I guess they were like, I guess it's been 5 years. Because they were probably like 13 when they were filming it.
At least 14, 15, somewhere around that age.
Shit.
Damn.
That's crazy. UK is trialing a 4-day work week.
That'd be nice.
They're launching and this is another article, like I'm talking about how I hate Vice, but so the UK has launched a 6-month trial of a 4-day work week where employees will receive 100% of their pay for just 4 days of work. You
have to work 40 hours still?
It doesn't seem.
Because that's a thing in some jobs. You just work longer days.
Yeah, I would do that. Yeah. I would work at 10.
I'd have a 3-day weekend for that shit.
Yeah, I mean, I already do have a 3-day weekend. Yeah. But it's just kind of like where I've situated myself. Yeah. Oh, shit. That's the thing about jobs, man. Like, you give and you take and you do what you want.
Yeah.
You have to find what's worth it. Is checks and balances and opportunity costs and all that shit. If y'all got a money making scheme for podcasts where we can make a bunch of money, let me know, because then I'll quit my real job. But until then,
that's the goal.
That's the goal is to have a successful podcast, I think. Right? I don't know what comes with that. Obviously, it has to be self-sustaining and shit like that.
I mean, yeah, because you poured some money into this, huh? All this new equipment, all this time you're putting into.
You like this? Nice, this is just my hobby, man. I'm obsessive, and I have like the eye for detail and shit like that. That won't go away. You know what I hate? I hate filming in this set.
Oh, like what? With your phone or just this whole setup?
Don't give them the sauce on how I capture it. I have a very high-tech camera.
That's a great camera, bro. Like, the iPhone has an amazing camera.
Like, give him the sauce.
I'm just saying, man. Like,
no, it does. But I'm filming in a new like aperture, a new like lens today, so we'll see how that works. But I'm talking about like the last set I had was my living room, and I had the perfect camera angle. It was so chill. It was like a little swag.
Yeah, this is
set.
like closer to you a little bit.
I have to do this now because I can't find the right camera angle in here.
It's just a smaller room.
It's a smaller room. I can't get the side in because there's shit on this side that you can't see, and there's shit on the side. Like, this is a room that's for the podcast, but it's also got other shit in it. Like, it's got makeup desk and computers and a closet and all this other shit. So it's not like just
it's not the podcast room.
Yeah. And now we're rambling on. Anything on your mind?
I don't know. This happened since before last time. The whole thing with Activision.
We're gonna get into our nerd bag.
Yeah,
nerd bag, nerd. All right, I hate this thing already. So you want to talk about that?
Yeah.
All right, talk about it.
So essentially, Activision was bought by Microsoft. Mm-hmm. So what that means is like all the games that Activision owns or produces is now could potentially become Xbox exclusive to Microsoft.
Activision and Blizzard, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Blizzard's like a partner company.
So people are saying that, like, you know, why is it a big deal? Whatever. But Activision Blizzard makes all the most popular video games from like World of Warcraft, StarCraft,
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty. They make a bunch of shit. They make Overwatch.
Yeah.
all those things, and Microsoft just bought it. And that's the thing, like for real people that don't game, there's always this war between Sony and Microsoft. It's like PlayStation versus Xbox.
Coke
and like we'll go back to that old like 2009 mentality of shit, or and they would call it the gay station and like the gay box, and like they were so like
nobody gives a fuck about that.
Nobody
really
gives a fuck. You know what solved those problems? Cross platform play. Like when Call of Duty came out and it was like everyone can play.
Yeah,
I'm playing with my homies from Australia. I'm playing with my homies from Korea and all this shit. Doesn't matter what console they're on. You could play and you could just sit and fucking de-stress.
I never realized how big of a thing that was, because right when I started playing with y'all, we were already on cross platform. But like I had a PlayStation, y'all were on PC, so but that was not a thing before then.
Check this out. Whenever it went live, you had to talk with all your friends and convince all your friends, hey, you have to buy this one thing. That's why the console war was so big, because it was like you wanted all your friends
to have the same thing, so
everybody to be on the same system, so everybody could play. And if somebody was on the other one, you were really passionate about it. And I think that's how it started, because no one cared what it was when you were growing up and you were a kid and there was no online play. But I remember like talking to my friends in middle school, and like we were like, all right, my PlayStation 3 just broke. What should I get? And then like somebody bought an Xbox, and so the next person bought an Xbox, and so we all ended up with Xboxes, and that's kind of what it was. Because if you wanted to play the same games, which is why I like to play games. I like to play games with my friends because I don't have time, especially now. You don't have time to go out, talk to them, sit down, have a drink.
That's how you keep in touch with everybody.
Do you know why I think that's a thing? A lot of women don't have big friend groups.
Yeah,
I've noticed this from dating, talking to people and stuff like that, and I feel like, and this is generalizing, right? Because, of course, there's people on both sides of the shit. But as a generalization, I feel like a lot of women don't have that big friend group or that close 10 group of friends that they can talk to. I think if they got on the game and they were able to talk to their friends for more than 30 minutes and stuff like that, and you're able to hang out and talk to them without actually talking to them. Because the truth is, like, as we get older, it's only harder and harder to stay in contact with your friends. Yeah. Like, life moves fast. We don't have time to, all of our friends are moving away, moving out of state.
Half of our friends don't even live near us.
And we talk to them 3-4 nights a week.
Yeah.
Because we hop on the game for a few hours, we talk shit, we'll watch a fight together, UFC fight that we don't know what the fuck's going on. We'll watch YouTube videos, like you can do everything, watch Netflix together, all that stuff. And I think if there was more women on games and shit like that, they would stay friends.
Definitely.
A lot more.
They have a reason to keep in touch better.
Yeah, and I think there's other reasons too. It's like guys don't do the thing where we don't meet up in person a lot, because it's not like we don't have like, let's go get our nails done, let's go get a coffee and shit like that. It's always weird. So it's a give and take, but I feel like that's an easy thing to just have.
It's super convenient.
You just turn it on, and I'm talking to, like I said, my friends from Australia.
Yeah.
You turn it on, I'm talking to my friends from Texas that moved away. All this stuff, and you can just move all the way. But staying in the technology bag, I guess now that you got me there, here's another tech source. Why did I say it like that? Tech source, whatever. Basically, this woman, some news, woman finds out she won $3 million in the lottery by checking her email spam folder. Now, I don't know about you, but I never check my spam folder unless it's for a shoe raffle. Like, if I'm trying to win a shoe raffle and shit like that, then I'll check it. But, dude, $3 million?
I have too much shit to even bother to check it. There's no way I could go through it.
I have like 14,000 unread emails.
It's somewhere up there.
And that's not even my spam folder.
Oh, that's just your email?
That's just my email.
Oh, my God.
The spam folder is probably bigger.
I've probably gotten important emails that I just lost because I don't check it because it's so many. Like, there's no point. There's no way I could see it.
It's too much. And it's like, it's literally like every day on the hour, like 4 companies will send me like an email.
Yeah.
And it's like their time, they're automated and shit like that.
And like to unsubscribe it is just a pain in the ass. It's like,
yeah,
whatever.
I need an app.
Or whatever, I'll just not even worry about it. I need an app.
I'm pretty sure me and Alec talked about that in the last podcast. And actually, for a moment of transparency, we tried to film another one, me, Kyle, and Alec in between there, right before Christmas. But we had some technical difficulty. Yeah, we tried to make a Christmas special for y'all. But shit went left and the recording got fucked up. I had some issues, but that's why we have all new equipment.
Yeah.
And hopefully that's not a problem again. Hopefully it sounds good.
That was a good episode.
It was a funny episode. Fun. Some shit happened, and it was entertaining. Well, let's just burn through the rest of this news, and we'll call it a day. You see, okay, we talked about gaming.
Xbox?
Yeah, speaking of gaming, speaking of Xbox, speaking of El Chapo.
Goes full circle.
A full circle moment here on the Ann Lane podcast that I hate the name. Mexico's cartel are recruiting minors on Grand Theft Auto 5 online right now. And this is a thing that apparently they're doing. So according to Forbes, in November last year, Customs and Border Protection officials in Arizona were inspecting a Jeep Grand Cherokee when they found nearly 60 kilograms of methamphetamine. The government said when they asked the driver, blah, 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 what was her story? She said in January that year, she had been playing Grand Theft Auto online when she met a man who called himself George. After getting to know each other in the game, I don't want to mess up this girl's name, Navarro said that they eventually started talking on Snapchat, later met in person in Phoenix. The suspect said that George asked her over Snapchat whether she'd like to work as a runner for the cartel. And it's just talking about how much money she made and shit like that. So that's fucking wild. But for people that don't know, in GTA, the whole concept of what you're doing online. All right. This is a whole nother podcast in itself. But I see why parents were so mad about GTA when it came out and shit like that. Now it's just like...
That's what they're worried about. Like, it's a criminal simulator.
It's a Second Life criminal simulator. In the game, you're going pick up drugs. You're going steal drugs. You're dropping the drugs
robbing
off.
banks.
You're robbing banks. You're doing all these
people,
things.
Having gang shootouts.
And you're evading the cops. It's teaching you, shooting the cops. You're doing all kind of crazy shit.
Which, it's fun as fuck.
But if you can separate it, right?
Yeah.
And most people can, but I see why parents are scared of this shit. Because, like, this is what's happening.
It's like, basically, if you want to be a criminal on there, you can be an actual criminal.
It's like a flight simulator, basically. It's a cartel drug smuggling simulator.
Yeah. That's crazy.
You get all the training already, and the cartel just message you. Like, they look at your rank in the game, and I guess, like, if you're high rank, they're like, hey, do you want to make real money doing this shit for real?
Damn.
And the kids are like, fuck yeah, like, you're wrapped up in it.
Yeah. That's wild.
That's scary. Another wild is Joe Biden calling this reporter. You seen that? He called it this stupid son of a bitch.
Oh, God.
I don't know. That's just a quick note. Then he had to go on record apologizing for it. But that sounds like some Trump shit to me.
Dude. If anything, Trump was the most entertaining president I've ever seen. Like, just his little clips of saying stupid shit to reporters like that.
I know a lot of people miss waking up every day and hearing that.
What
in
he
the time
fucking
when
said
it
on
was
Twitter.
happening, it was miserable and hard to keep up with and shit like that. Now I try and stay out of politics and all this shit like that.
This isn't a political podcast, but we'll talk about it sometimes.
Yeah, whatever. It's entertainment podcast, right?
Yeah.
People, I feel like a lot of people miss that. Like, people are saying that.
Yep.
And shit like that. And that's kind of like what this podcast is. Again, it's a entertainment based podcast about all the things I'm interested in, from nerd shit, life shit, fashion shit, hard topics, science,
anything,
technology, everything like where my hobbies are listed in.
They all coexist on the podcast.
Exactly. I don't know. One last thing. I guess we'll wrap it up because we're about that hour and you're about to have to go to work.
Yep.
How you liking you? Look, let's talk about this. So let's end on this, man. You no longer have 2 jobs.
Yep.
How you liking that?
Gives me a lot more time.
Gives you a lot more time. You could do the podcast now. What's life been like now that you are not working at the fucking 2 jobs now and fighting schedules?
It's not as stressful, I'll tell you that, bro.
Yeah. Are you enjoying it more at least?
Yeah, enjoying life in general? Yeah. Hell yeah. I have a little less income, but
2 incomes is nice.
Makes things a lot easier.
But man, just monetize.
You can only do it for so long.
Make your Instagram, monetize your Instagram and shake some ass. Start
an OnlyFans.
There you go. It's a little bit of money. For dudes, it's harder. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
And then unless you got it. Like, if you got it, it's not hard. But then you got to, like, link up. You got to do a lot of shit.
There's a lot of work that you don't really see until you start it.
People think it's like podcasting. Like, so many... Like,
okay, so that's another thing was, like, is podcasting as... Like, now that you've done it for a while, is it as easy as you thought it would be?
I never thought it would be easy. I knew it would be hard.
But is there a lot of stuff that you never thought about?
There's a lot of small things that I realized that was hard. It's so hard to, especially like now, like I'm trying to run the podcast. I'm trying to operate the camera. I'm trying to operate the screen.
You got to
operate
do all
the soundboard
setups.
and still be a good host at the same time. There's all these small intricacies that make it really hard. And it's like, it's hard. You have to be like a mixer.
Yeah.
You have to be a producer, a director, a host all at the same time.
You're a man of many hats.
I got a lot of hats. And it's not to like say that like, oh, like I'm just da-da-da. No, I probably do a pretty shitty job at it, but I just do like enough to get by. But that's the thing. It's so much more. It's not just sit, turn the cameras on and record. Some people can do that.
That's people who have other people that are doing those other things.
Yeah. One day. Maybe. If not, whatever. I'll just keep doing
One day
this.
we'll have a young Jamie in here.
A young Jamie. What was I saying now? OnlyFans?
Yeah.
Work? I don't know. Where were we going with that?
I don't know.
That's what I was saying. Like a lot of people, like, you know, I've known a lot of my friends like through quarantine and shit like that. Like started an OnlyFans for extra income, and of course because I'm the man that supports creatives, I support art, I support all my homies. Actually, that's how like we won't go into that, but like try and support like some of my friends, some of my creatives and shit like that. They'll last like a month being a content creator, and then nothing after that. It's hard. It's hard to find that motivation to create new content,
yeah.
to take critique.
Yeah.
And then you're doing that with like your body on top of that, and it's like hard to take specific critique from that because like they got people.
You gotta really not care.
Yeah.
What people think, and just put out your content for the people that enjoy it.
I think it's impossible to all the way not care what people think. I think it's built into our minds.
You gotta realize that you can't please everybody. That's all.
Yeah. And I think by human nature, we don't like to let people down, or we like to please people.
That's the people pleaser in everybody.
The PP in everybody. The people pleaser. I don't know, man. You got anything else?
I'm good, bro.
Well,
I'm gonna end it on that.
We'll end this podcast. It's been a good podcast.
It's fun.
It's short, but this is our first one back. I have officially taken off 3 days in a week. 3 days out of the week back to back now from work. So I will officially be recording an episode every week. Might be shorter, might be longer. We'll figure it out.
At least it'll be more frequent. Get your content out.
Yeah, content out. The content kings. Trying to be positive, trying to not... Whatever. It's been fun. Always remember what it is, what it isn't, what it could be. It's been a while since I've said that. But thanks for tuning in, man. This is an awkward outro.
We'll see y'all.
And Lane. Peace.